Hello, everybody, and welcome in to another episode of Inside Pitch. I'm Ben Frederickson alongside Jeff Gordon, and we told you we'd be back when there was big Cardinals news to discuss, and there is. The Cardinals have debuted all these moves they're going to make this offseason, all the new players they're going to add. Oh, no, that wasn't quite the case. Hey, but everybody did get an extension, so that's news. The front office is coming back intact. Mike Shildt has a new 3-year contract. As for the actual roster, though, doesn't exactly sound like the Cardinals are planning on making a lot of splash changes, a lot of additions. John Mozeliak more or less saying, Gordo, that they need to get more out of what they have.
Yeah, they really don't have much choice. They made a number of decisions that put them in this position. They've made a number of commitments. Some big dollars kicking in for Miles Michaelis, of course, the extension for Matt Carpenter that you've spoken so highly of, like all of us. Poor Matt is just going to be relied on now to try to salvage his offensive career because really this team has no choice. They made the commitment, almost $40 million going to this guy the next 2 years. You just can't eat that money and you can't replace that player while you're paying him. So Ben Fred, this team is really handcuffed itself. Now it turns to the group that's coming back and saying, hey, do better.
Yeah, and we'll talk about some ways that can happen as the offseason rolls along. But it sounds like, okay, take the wishes for Anthony Rendon and throw them in the trash. Take the wishes for Gerrit Cole and throw them in the trash. But it would be so unlike the Cardinals to not make any sort of relevant move this offseason. I'm having a hard time believing that they will do absolutely nothing. So with that in mind, like, what is the one move that you would want them to do? If they said pick one, what would it be for you? Well,
they've been linked to Will Smith in the past. They didn't make a trade for him. The Giants held on to their players. Now they have to explore the closer, late inning role. They've talked about Ryan Helsley. They've talked about Giovanni Gallegos. Both guys could be fine in setup roles. They've talked about Carlos Martinez going back to the rotation. You got a clear need there. You just can't throw an inexperienced relief pitcher into that role. I mean, you had luck with Jordan Hicks for a while. But again, he won't be back until late season, maybe at the best, coming back, and you don't know what you're getting. So get a proven late inning guy. That's one of the guys on the list. Admittedly, tough market to crack.
And not the best luck with paying relievers who have proven themselves elsewhere on the free agent market for the Cardinals. They've been burned there so many times. I wonder if they're hesitant to go back. I'm still going to say third base, and I know the Cardinals want to view Matt Carpenter's 2019 season as an outlier, and they have the financial commitment to him that justifies thinking in that way. But if you go back to September of 2018, where his surge really stopped, he's been one of the least productive hitters in baseball during that time, and we're talking more than 500 at-bats. I think it's asking a lot of this lineup, potentially losing Marcell Ozuna, to also come back and put both Matt Carpenter at third base and Dexter Fowler back in the outfield without some sort of an addition, a realistic addition. And there are some realistic additions on the third base market. Mike Moustakas, he's a free agent after declining a mutual option with the Brewers. Josh Donaldson could be in play if he doesn't reach an extension with the Braves. And then you've got Justin Turner. I mentioned him because what if the Dodgers go get Anthony Rendon? So there are maybe more realistic, more cost-conscious third basemen out there. And people say, well, what if Matt Carpenter bounces back? He could be better than that Mike Moustakas if he bounces back. He could be. That's great. That's a great problem to have. Put yourself in a position where there's a good problem to have, and also put yourself in a spot where Tommy Edman can play everywhere. Let Tommy Edman be that Ben Zobrist as opposed to turn into a second-year player and go, hey, man, you're the starting third baseman. Good luck. The Cardinals have had hitters who've really kind of hit a wall a little bit in that second year. Hopefully that doesn't happen for Edman, but it would be nice to have some other options in case things don't work out perfectly for Carpenter and Edman.
Yeah, and Moustakas is a proven winner. He's done it a couple places. This is a guy that's good for your chemistry, too.
Hits left-handed, hits breaking pitches, something this lineup can
be. A breaking pitch? Can you hit one?
In both phases. So, will the Cardinals make a big move? We'll see. Probably not a big move, maybe a move somewhere in the middle, and we'll have all that covered at STLtoday.com and in the pages of the Post-Dispatch. For Jeff Gordon, I'm Ben Frederickson. We'll talk to you next time.